Hey everybody, Dave here. How are you doing today? I'm going to cut a little short video on tire pressures. I've always been a person that does believe in airing up and airing down. Of course it works, it's proven, everybody knows it. I just actually wanted to show how the difference in tire pressures will increase or decrease your footprint making contact on the ground. I'm gonna do it my own way. I've seen different people do it in videos. I've got an idea of the way I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna quickly show you what the footprint will be at 22 PSI. That's what I run around in my Jeep YJ on the streets. Then I'm gonna deflate down to 12, and then I think I'll deflate down to 6, and we'll do a little comparison, and at the end, show what we come up with. Gonna try and leave the camera rolling as much as I can. Should be easier, although it will be longer, but yeah, bear with me. Should be interesting. We'll see what we come up with for some results. I'm going to show you first the tire pressure currently. Like I said, it's 22. Can you see that there? Hopefully it's not backwards because of the camera, but anyways, it's 22 PSI. Gonna deflate down to, gonna keep it at 22 for the first test here. I have the Jeep jacked up both sides, so there won't be any uneven pressures by not deflating the far tire, because I'm gonna actually do the tire on the opposite side. I'm gonna deflate it to the equal amount so that we get the same pressure and get a true footprint of what's there. So I will go over and deflate the other one as well as this one. I'm going to put a little cardboard underneath. It's going to act as our template. And like I say, it's just my little own way of doing it. Kind of an interesting idea I had. Basically just going to make the treads wet. I've seen it before where it's done with ink and other ways where people, of course, do it in the mud. And yeah, everybody's got their own way of doing it, but this is gonna be my way. So we're gonna actually just turn this tire fully around to the bottom. I'm gonna drop that and see what we get for a print. Let that sit for 1 minute, not even, won't be very long. Just enough to push it in there. We might as well take it back up. All right, we're back up on that one. Just gonna take the cardboard out. Now, this probably is not showing very well on camera. Indeed, I can see that it isn't looking at the camera, but I can see a very, very, very clear footprint of what's there. Like I said, the camera's just not going to pick it up, but I will quickly trace it out using a bit of a haphazard square edge that I have. We're going to call this number 1, that was 22 PSI. Basically, the last contact, the tire is right here. My outer edges, the outer edge is here. Last contact again. It's a pretty small footprint right now. Actually, this is in a little bit more. So there's our first footprint. We'll mark that number 1. To get number 2, we're just going to simply turn it over the other way, deflate the tires down. That should be good. So now, let's deflate down to, like I say, I think we'll go down to 12. Would be reasonable. Like I say, sorry, this takes a little bit of time, but hopefully it's not too painful for you. It actually is taking longer than I thought. Sorry, a little tongue-tied there. So what I'll do is I'll get this one down to 12. I'll pause the camera. I'll deflate the other side so we get that even measurement. And then I'll turn the camera back on and we'll continue from there. Save you the pain of watching me deflate, because it is taking a little longer than I thought. We're only down at 17.6. Just stick with me on this first one, and I'll pause the camera and get back to you. I'd be interested in finding out what the rest of you like for your ideal pressures out when you're wheeling. Maybe a little bit of a comparison, people who like to rock crawl as compared to people that like to go mudding, or just general Forest Service roads, kind of what you guys run for tire pressures. Always interested in finding out what everybody else is doing out there. Me personally, the lowest I've ever run was 8 pounds, because these are not a bead lock. I've been told I can go even less without having a bead lock rim, but I'm not going to push it. 8's pretty darn low. When I do get bead locks, then I'll experiment and go down even lower than that. We're down to 14, so we're getting there. I have some friends that snow wheel, that are basically running 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. I guess that's just what they do. I guess that's kind of standard for those guys. Of course, they're running, 44s, 50s, 56-inch, huge tires, massive ballooned out tires. So, of course, they have their bead locks and just want to stay up on top. You get that huge footprint, lots of traction. We're almost there. We're down to 13.6. Yeah, definitely painful watching me. Sorry about that. Wow. It's taking some time. Okay, there we go. Point went under. We're 11.9. Hopefully the camera picks that up. Sorry about the glare there. And like I say, I'm gonna quickly turn off the camera, run to the other side, deflate it, and I'll turn it back on. Hey, welcome back. I now have the other side down to, let me adjust this, sorry. Camera stand is not cooperating. Anyway, other side down to 12 on the button So let's proceed. Let's get this tire all sprayed up. Add a bit of extra water. Hopefully it shows up better on the cardboard than it did last time. Let's drop it. Drop it down. Hopefully that does a nice little push for a better imprint. Just let it sit for a minute. If anybody has any good Jeep jokes, maybe leave them in the comments down below. I always like hearing Jeep jokes. You see a lot of memes and GIFs, whatever they're called, GIFs, whatever, on Facebook and Instagram, all that kind of stuff about Jeeps. And yeah, they're expensive. They got their pros and cons. I love them though. My favorite Jeep joke is definitely the one where they say that owning a Jeep can make you a millionaire if you started off as a billionaire. And it's true. You can throw a lot of money into these things. So yeah, if anyone has any good Jeep jokes, leave them in the comments below. I'd like to hear them. Let's lift this thing back up. Got a little better visual this time. So let me trace that out. So we're number 2, and we're at 12 PSI. Just so I remember. I will shut down again. I'm going to drop both these tires down to 8 and we'll repeat the process. All right, I'm back. Hopefully you can see that. We're down to 8 PSI. Oh, shoot, it just clicked off. Hit reset. Anyways, I assure you, it's at 8. Spent a bit of time doing it. It's there, trust me. So let's get this tire all good and soaking wet. Number 3, 8 PSI, my messy writing. And right about here. Center that up, drop her down. Hopefully we're under, and we are. Kind of excited to see what the difference is. Once we get this out, we'll do a little bit of mathematical calculations and see what we get for square inch. You can see it's transferred over. Again, do my rough tracing of the max footprint. You can't see it on camera, but we are all the way ballooned out over to this far side. I wish it would show up better, but anyways, I'm going to the outsides. Of course, the tread rolls off on the corners, but if all three of them are done the exact same way, it's still going to give us an even or crude but accurate indication of how many inches footprint we have, square inches I should say. So I think what I'll do is turn off the camera, do some math, and turn it back on. Give me one sec. Welcome back, everyone. So I got my calculator out, did the measurements, and I'm going to show you the results. I should mention first of all, the tires that I'm running are a 35 1250 17. They're a mud terrain. Anyways, I'm going to show you first off. We did number 1 at 22 psi. The rough footprint was 9 inches by 8 1/4 inches, so that works out to 74.25 square inches. Oh, I have square feet there. Just ignore my little mistake. Let's correct it right now. There we go, inches. Anyways, number 2 was running at 12 psi, 9 3/4 by 9 1/2 inches. Comes up to 92.6 inches squared for the footprint. Number 3, where we took her down to 8 psi, bigger footprint for sure, 10 by 10 1/2 for a total of 105 inches squared. So basically, I don't know if this will show up on my camera, it does. Just put the 3 stacked on top. You can see, 105, 92, 74. Such a smaller footprint on the higher pressures. That 8 psi, I think if that was down to 6 or 5, we'd be adding 20, probably another 20 inches squared. Makes quite a difference. Interesting little test. Always wanted to do it. I really appreciate you bearing with me. I know it's kind of painful watching everything going on like that. It takes some time, but anyways, it's an interesting little test. Feel free to do the same and post it. I'd definitely watch it. Like and subscribe if anything was interesting or useful. And I look forward to catching you on the next one. Cheers.